Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to tell you how immersive technologies can help design services and experience. My name is Gabriele Romagnoli, and I think we can all agree that we live in a world that needs a redesign. There's been so many services and experiences that have been disrupted. Just to mention a few, the dining experience, the traveling experience. And on top of that, we have the decision maker globally agree on the fact that the experiences that brings people and technology together have to be redesigned. But how can actually immersive technology help us with that? Well, the most obvious and first way in which that can be done is by, for example, experiencing a service in VR. So that means that when you are able to explore, for example, a problem while you are in the problem itself, you can come up with more creative and better solution. Moreover, when you are actually also able to bring someone in the 3D environment that you have created, you are much more effective at communicating that future vision. And after that, that specific person that went through the experience firsthand is going to provide great feedbacks for you to improve. So let's look for a second at the design process. So when we look at the design process, it usually starts with a generic problem, and then via some research and insights, it comes with what is basically a problem identification. Well, through a series after that of ideation and prototyping, the quickest this circle can go, the faster you are going to reach to a solution that is actually effective and can be deployed. Well, these are actually the steps that very close resemble the prototyping stage, and that's why I believe VR tools can help incredibly, because it's about exploring a new solution, communicating it, getting feedback, and iterating as fast as possible. But of course, we can also all agree that VR doesn't sound really like as a prototyping tool, or does it? Right? So let me get one step forward. So when we look at the tools that right now designers have available, and we put them on a scales that are particularly important for prototyping, and that is fidelity and investment, where fidelity is not just a matter of visual fidelity, but can also be a matter of interaction, spatial, or the whole user flow. Investments in that case is not just about the cost of the headset of the software, but also the time and effort needed from someone to learn the tool and come up with a valuable design. Well, when we have those, we look at the tools that are usually available to create immersive experience. We have that are tools that can result in incredibly high fidelity, but that tends to be very hard and not accessible for designers. On the other hand, designers have at their disposal tools that are really in their hands, and that, for example, like sketching, storyboarding, paper prototyping, sometimes even PowerPoint presentations. Those are cheap in the sense, but they tend to be low fidelity for some of these aspects like interaction or spatial consideration. Well, that is where I believe that immersive technology can help enormously with that. And here is some example. Gravity Sketch is great to design product, the Wild, incredible for architectural design. But today I want to show you how Tvori can be the best tool to design services. So when we talk about immersive service prototyping, we basically, and I'm going to read it straight away, is the use of immersive technology such as 3D, virtual reality, and augmented reality as a tool to explore, communicate, and evaluate an early design. And it's not good for photorealism, it's not good for website apps or anything flat. Why would you design something in 3D that is 2D actually? And it's also not for an end-to-end workflow. Like designing a website, you start with a mock-up on paper, and then you go to the coding stage. But it's great because it's accessible, everybody can do it. Trust me, I'm going to show you. It's digital and it's experiential, so that brings it incredible value, especially in the climate we are living in. So let's take, for example, a restaurant redesign, right? That's one of the industry that will be disrupted, and you know what? I'm just going to show you straight away how that could look like. Come. And here I am inside the kitchen. I want to show you how basically this could affect the flow of people coming from this entrance or from the personnel. Let's start, for example, by drawing some lines in the space to delimit the flow of the people within the different spaces. I'm gonna get some primitives here and scale them down. Let me also maybe add some snapping and yeah, make them at scale and make them slightly bigger at the level of the ground, and then pull them out to kind of like give an impression of a line that stretches to prevent people from entering inside the kitchen area. Yeah, lower it a bit, and then let me duplicate, use the snapping to move it exactly by 90 degrees, here I am, and then move it again at scale, and like the other one, here we go, that's it. Okay, another important thing is basically the gowning area. So I wanted people in this case to have a specific area where they could dress and undress with their work clothes without entering in the space. So let me just put a wall here. Here we go. And basically, like, let me just duplicate to make a space for a door. Yeah, let's close this gap quickly. And let me lift this up. Here we go. Yeah, here I have a door. Now, to give also the impression of the role of that room, let me add some locker here that I can get directly from Google Poly. No time to create 3D models here. And also chef hat, right? I might need it later on. I am now here in the space. Let me make this a bit more rectangular, elongated, and then let me duplicate this to give more space for the personnel, for the personal object of the personnel. So 1, 2, 5. Here we go. Okay, now it's time to indicate this change. I'm using the sphere select and the selecting, grouping all the object and animating basically the coming into place of all these changes. I have the main real time, and here we go, drag, and that's it. Wow, first shot, well done. Here we go. So now if I play the scene, I'm gonna have these elements coming. Oh, and right, I forgot actually to add a color to those lines. So let's add a yellow for a line that basically can be crossed by a certain class of people, and a red for only the chefs that could enter into the kitchen area. Now let's add actors in the scene. I got a couple puppets, so one here, let's, there is inverted kinematic here, so I can just drag the main movement points, put them in a scene, 1 and 2, 1 for the waiter and 1 for a chef. To indicate also that difference, I'm gonna add here that chef hat that I grabbed before, link it to the head, so that in the case both objects are gonna move together, and also a bow tie. A bow tie, I don't know why, what's this white? Yeah, let's make it red. That's it. Link also this to the head. And here we go, now we have this. Of course, they're not gonna enter with those, but I'm gonna make them visible and invisible later. So let me just have them enter inside. In this case, let's make a couple of keyframe. Yeah, I'm gonna have a first keyframe after the change has been made. So 1, here we go, 1 and 2. And then after that, I will let the time pass a little bit and move them inside the restaurant when their shift start. 1 for the waiter and 1 for the chef. But of course, they're not entering with a bow tie and with their chef hat. Let's add a couple of visibility, so that those elements are going to be visible only once they enter, to indicate the fact that they are now in their work clothes. So I'm adding here visibility and another visibility layer, giving them a bit of time just to change. And that's it. So let's see if it works. They go in, bow tie appears, yes, after they change, perfect. And now let's move those two inside and have the waiter go to the main dining area. In this case, here we go, that's your spot. And for the chef, go to the kitchen and go. That's it. I think more or less we're here. So the change takes place, the personnel enters, they actually dress up, and then they go to their corresponding section. So that was about it. And as you can imagine, this is just about one side, but there are so many services, transportation, robotics, retail, that could benefit from new tools, immersive tools for design experiences and services. And after that, well, after that depends. Once you have created that design, there are so many ways in which you can share an experience. You could use, for example, your desktop, just your phone with a 360 video, as well as fully blown 360-degree experience, as well as design reviews online. There is so much really that is possible, and those are all formats supported right now in Tvori. So to wrap it up, do you want to join the journey? Do you want to discover how designing, disrupting immersive technology, are disrupting the ways design is done, communicated, and experienced? Then I think we should talk. We are really looking for designers and academics, researchers that want to discover this new world together.